You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by
James.
James, we're saving the world again, as usual. So, welcome to our channel, everybody. We're looking at Into the Breach, a little game that came out on Steam a week or two ago, I think. I don't know. It's March of 2018 right now for future generations. And I'm showing James this for the first time, so he hasn't seen it. I've been playing it for about a week and a half when I have time. It's a RPG-ish roguelike, you know that? Where it's
I've played a lot of roguelike.
I think but I don't know if it is a fully roguelike, so I'm basing that off of seeing the various reviews on Steam about it. But I was very excited, got very high ratings on Steam. It's a combat chess game kind of thing. So let's just get into it instead of making it too complicated.
I'm sure whatever it is, I've played things like it.
I imagine so, but I've really been enjoying it. The way it gives you, they give you these three characters. You have an artillery, a tank, and a mech. And it's all 8-bit graphics, obviously, you can tell.
Yeah, retro.
Perfect, retro, thank you. And these guys, there's RPG elements. It's not fully RPGs. Like, you slowly build up a stable of time travelers. I don't know why they're called time travelers, but these guys have different stats. So you can kind of assign them to a mech, and then they're stronger. So that's the RPG element. Plus, any one game, these things develop more skills as you earn more points and based on how you perform. So it's pretty standard
you never
stuff.
Basically continue once you die in the game. You start over from scratch with whatever unlockables you have gained since then.
Essentially, yes.
To me, that's what a roguelike game is.
Pretty much, that's what it is. So it was $15 on Steam. It's made by the same company that made Faster Than Light.
Okay.
Which was a pretty well-known FTL, very popular sort of space simulator, but 8-bit. I actually played a little bit. I didn't get into it as much as I'm into this one now. But a little bit of adaptation to get used to it, because you have to learn what the different characters do. So let's just get into a map. Civilizations. So the Earth has been invaded by the Vec, which is just some generic species or whatever. So each one of these will be a board. This is where the chess part of it kind of
so Final Fantasy Tactics, basically.
Yeah, it's like team tactics, fighting off. But so you move around this piece here, and each character, has different powers, and you have to know. And it's actually a very well-made game. It's when you mouse over stuff, it gives you context-relevant information. If you hold Alt, it shows you this is actually their attack order. So this one will attack first, this one will attack second. Which factors in. So it's it's a puzzle game. It's a tactical puzzle game.
So every character has a set number of movement spaces or distance they can do, a set radius for attacks. I'm assuming some can attack things that are in a straight line across 3 different spots.
Exactly.
One might do an area of attack that covers all the things around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is absolutely like Final Fantasy Tactics is.
Oh, is that what Final Fantasy?
Yes, exactly what that is.
Okay, yeah. So your first decision is where do you want to place your guys, because they're all being dropped in from that spaceship, so to speak. So,
what's that famous game, the Ni-Yohokami Devil Hunter or something like that?
It came out recently?
Years ago on Game Boy and stuff like that.
I don't remember.
But it was just like this too. It's the same style.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's really well made though. I really enjoy the pace. It's turn-based. And one of the interesting twists, which might not be a twist, you can maybe confirm this for me, is that they tell you what the enemies are attacking before they attack. So watch, when I start here, I'll hit spacebar. So now we're down in we're ready to fight. And the little people, they say stuff like, they have little cute little sayings and stuff. This pod thing is like upgrade. So if you can get to it before they destroy it, but they don't attack it, you just have to try to get to it. So now, all right, the bad guys just made their moves, right? So now I know that this is the puzzle. Every turn is a new puzzle. So my job here is to save these buildings, to avoid damage as much as I can, although eventually you do start to deliberately take damage. So for instance, this guy here is obviously, and that's why I like the game. It's so well made, like it's easy to tell what's going on. So it's quick. You learn it pretty quickly. That he's attacking this thing. So my options for him are to kill him or move him.
So the enemy moves, but it does not move and then attack.
No.
It has to move and then it waits a turn before it can attack.
It moves, it tells you what it's trying to do, and then it's your job to stop the enemy's intentions.
Now, is this like the tutorial mode
No.
where it makes it super easy? The whole game is like that?
Yeah, but it's very challenging.
Okay.
It gets really, really challenging. So the way this is like before when you keep your stats and stuff, you actually lose some of your RPG progress because It's basically how long can you last before the game resets your save.
Okay.
Because if you eventually you get to a point where you can't beat them. I think isn't that what roguelike is kind of?
Yeah.
Sort of?
You basically go as far as you can until you are no longer viable and you perish.
Right. Okay.
And, I mean that
sounds like life in general.
Yeah.
All right, so it's very interesting though. So like different things happen, different like for instance, I know that this tank, they're all weak right now because I had to start over. I wish I could have brought in because I actually had these guys pretty well powered up, like where they had like way more green pips. They call it. But so for instance, let's just solve this puzzle here, and I don't know if every time there's always a perfect solution because as you get upgrades too. For like he only has one gun, but eventually they'll get another one there that does other stuff, and they can get stronger attacks. You know, all the standard kind of things. But it's sort of inventive, and like you have to learn how the environment interacts. For instance, these are trees, but if there's an attack on the tree, those will catch on fire.
Okay.
And they'll hurt whoever ends up on that square.
So essentially, you need to protect that building, which means that your guy needs to kill that.
So
that thing.
Yes, and so the thing is like, or I can push him because. A lot of times, like, or not a lot of times, pretty much all the time. So, like, the mech, if he pushes him, here, I'll hit the attack button. So it tells you what'll happen. He'll take 1 damage, but then he'll hit this mountain, and then he'll take 2 damage. He'll die.
Interesting.
Which will save this building. However, this is where the strategies start to come into play, and it gets much more elaborate. Let's say an enemy was right here, and so this guy's attacking this thing, right? But if I could push him over 1, now he's going to attack his friend.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the game starts to become very complicated.
So there's friendly fire.
Yes. You can and there's also been plenty of times where I shoot my own guy because of the side effects I want. For instance, the artillery, so he can shoot, obviously there. So if I shoot here, it tells you it'll push my guy that way. But if I shoot my guy here, it'll do 2 things, although I have to move him first before I can shoot this spot. It'll push my guy into him, causing 1 damage on him and 1 damage on me. Because I hit him, but it also pushed my other guy here over, which will release him from this web, which is one of the this guy has him trapped, and then he'll be free. And the other way for my tank to get free would be to shoot this dude. You see, he's got 1 green pip, so he'll die quickly, and he'll hurt this guy. This is like bonus dude. They have like different colors,
all right,
different passive effects, so they kind of hover around. You have to decide if it's worth killing them early or dealing with them.
Right.
There's actually one of these dudes that causes the bad guys to explode when they die, but you can keep them alive because if you can position them properly, you can use them to kill each other when they explode. Okay. So it takes on all these cool little like synergies that work together. And one of the more interesting ones, and we're not making any. I'll just stop explaining. We'll actually play it in a second. Is like, say this guy. Well, it's going to be hard to illustrate, but just the order of attack is important. So there's been times where I will keep a building under threat, but I'll position a dude who's got the proper order of attack that he'll kill the guy first. So you have to find all these ways of solving these problems. And it's amazing. There's been times where you're just like overwhelmed because it seems like the bad guy's got the jump on you. There's like multiple ones of them. And you'll figure it out. It's like solving a chess puzzle.
But is every single encounter that you come across, like this map right here, is it always the same map and the same configuration, enemies in the same place?
No.
So once you lose once, you can't use you can't mimic the same pattern that worked in the past attempt.
It changes, and they change the bonus objectives every single map board. So you have to basically survive for 4 turns. That's how it works.
All right.
But they change the bonus objectives. So the way that you lose is when this thing runs out. And what causes these to go down is when the buildings get attacked. So that's what those little sparks are.
Got it.
And these are like extra batteries. That's what they're referring to, the emergency batteries or whatever. So you build up reputation points or something, and then you can actually buy more of these, and you can buy upgrades and stuff. But you have to defeat the whole island. So anyway, let's play the game, because right now I'm just rambling. So let me figure this one out. So this is super early in the game. It's the first move, so this won't be hard. So I'd like to stand here and punch this guy, except that I know that if I punched him by standing here, I get the pod, saves the pod. It would kill him, but he would also be moved into this thing and damage that thing, so I don't want to attack from that side. One of the tactics I've taken to that's really effective is to try to block, so these are going to rise up the next round, is if I can get my guys on top of those or block them with their guys, it stops a new enemy from appearing.
And it doesn't damage you for being on top of it?
It does. It gives you 1 damage.
Okay.
So if you can absorb the damage, you should. So, like, I'd like to block this and hurt this guy. So this like I can go here. Now the game does let you undo moves.
All right.
You can reset your turns. I have 2 because one of
Once you've actually committed to the action of
Yeah.
that move, you can't undo it.
No, you can undo you can undo the move, but you can't undo attacks.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Well, that's common to these kind of games.
Yeah, so this is like so you can kind of like position to sort of like feel it out, but you can, but the resetting the turn undoes everything for that one turn for one of these turns here. So, all right, so let's see. Maybe this is not a great video, but the game is really engaging because you basically just spend a lot of time staring at the screen, solving it.
Let's do it.
It's very puzzle based. So like if I put him here and shoot this guy, that's probably not. At first I was thinking that might be a good idea because.
Well, even if it's not a good idea, let's see what happens.
Well, I can't undo it. Because it'll hurt this thing.
Well, I mean, it's a learning experience. We're all here to learn.
I know, but I want to. But the whole point is that you don't just do one dude's move. You have to like.
Yeah, you lock that one in, and then you choose the next person, and you choose what move that person's going to do.
No, you decide all 3 moves, and then you figure out the best order in which to conduct them so that they can all work together.
Yeah, before you take your turn, you choose the moves of all of your people on the board.
Yeah.
And then you execute the moves, and they all commit the moves.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't want to do this until I've decided what I want these guys to do, because they have to like work together. So I think the best thing here, I mean, there's so many ways to approach it. I think I'm just going to kill this guy with my mech and shoot this dude. He'll die. This guy will die. This is an easy one. And then I can shoot him. So this will be fast. So let's see. I'll just shoot him. Bam, bam. So he's down 1. What does this guy do? He gives... Oh, incoming weapon damage is reduced. So it makes sense to kill him first. So now when I shoot this dude, he'll die. The artillery is more used for pushing things around and than other stuff. So this is the very first levels. So this is super easy. They end your turn. Now two are gonna come up, and they're always a little different. They mix up the, bad guy models or whatever.
Now, are there certain characters or certain attacks that won't work on those particular enemies because they're flying?
Yes. Well, like you can push ground guys into the water, and the flying guys can't. Like it's really satisfying to knock dudes in the water. There's some guys that will like travel all real far, and if like let's say I got a guy here and he's threatening to hit this thing, and he's got like the one where he flies or where he moves around the ground, and you push him over one, then he'll just kill himself into the water. So yeah, and it can get pretty frustrating though. So
and I noticed that the mountain that you pushed that guy into was taking damage.
Yeah, it takes 2 hits to crumble down.
Interesting.
So each block has its own, and they do a good job of like telling you what's going on with the different things. So you're never really too confused. It takes a little bit of a learning curve. You got to kind of figure it all out. So like right now, this guy, I mean, this is really easy. I'm just gonna. So if I shoot him with 1, he'll push him over, and then he'll be here, or he'll be attacking that spot, but he'll attack before it comes up, so it doesn't really, destroy that particular piece. Now, like, I could kill this guy. I could shoot him with the tank, and then he would hit my own guy, but he would take 2 damage, and my guy would take 1. So that's a way to kill him if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think the mech does 2 damage.
Now, when you finish a battle and you go into your next map, does the damage that you incurred on a character-by-character basis carry over?
No, they reach their green bars fill up.
And if your character dies during a match, do they return at full strength?
No.
Okay,
no.
so
you lose. You see these faces here? They can be. You don't need a driver or a pilot or something. I think they call them pilots. So you can lose the extra. Each character is essentially just a little bonus stat packed. So. All right, so here's what I'm going to do with this guy. I would put him here. Seems kind of random, right? I'm going to hit him because I know you do 2 damage. Now, I want to hurt this guy here, so I'm going to put him there. Now, look. See, I already screwed up. I could have done this a lot smarter. Again, it's early, so that
okay, that's going to catch the trees on fire, too.
It'll catch the trees on fire. But the other thing I was planning on doing, because I wasted this, I didn't. That was probably kind of dumb to put him there. I was thinking of pushing this guy over and then shooting him, but he's flying, so it's not going to cause the damage. It's just going to push him off. But let's just do that anyway, just because it can't always be perfect. Right. I've actually gotten much better at this game than when I started, because it's a little bit frustrating when you start.
So pushing him did not hurt him?
It hurt him with just a hit. So he's down 1.
Well, you shot him with a tank, though, and that's what...
Yes, the shot hit him and pushed him. Now,
but the first shot you did from that artillery back in the distance, that didn't physically hurt him. That just moved him.
It moved him because I landed next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're done with that turn. This is a great game, though. I was very impressed with this. We'll do a couple rounds and we'll call it quits. If people want to see more, leave us comments and we'll play some more of this or something. So you can see how it starts to escalate, you know. And again, this is not too hard. We haven't really had to solve any real big puzzles.
It's a little strange how they can't move and attack. That seems...
I know, but that's a different twist compared to other stuff, right?
It seems... On the surface, it seems way easier because of that,
right.
But I get those nuances that makes it more complicated than that.
Yeah, because it's all about... It's basically... You're trying to do as much damage... Oh, sorry, we have a dog in the room, everybody. Just started shaking. I mean, like, just a dog shake, not a weird shake. And yeah, it's basically the whole point is to try to do as much damage without. I guess it's obvious. Maximize damage, minimize damage, or maximize hurt and minimize. What the fuck am I trying to talk? All right, so like right with these guys. So this guy will get hurt pretty fast because he'll take one hit. This dude's threatening here. Like if this mountain wasn't here and I could push him back, he would shoot his own guy. But so. The problem is, like, if I could get my mech here, I could kill both these dudes in one hit. But I also need to worry about this guy. This is like a wasted shot here because this dude's only attacking my tank, but my tank is mobile. However, the problem here, though, is I don't have any angles on any bad guys if I move my tank right now. So
yes, you could just blast the flying guy forward. Now, if you were to shoot him right like that, would he bump forward a spot?
Yeah, he'd bump to here, and I'd be safe from his attack.
Okay.
So like, a lot of times there's obvious things, but it's I think rushing through it, you miss opportunities. That's one of those kind of.
You basically
things.
Want to find creative ways to group enemies so that you can hit for maximum efficiency.
Exactly. So like right now, see, I need to deal with. Like, for instance, one of the upgrades for the tank, like if I want to push this guy off, I'd shoot the building. But right now, it's new and I'm not immune to buildings yet.
You can't repair buildings, can you?
No, you can't repair buildings. But you can upgrade this guy so that he doesn't hurt the buildings because they often surround the buildings. So this is actually fairly difficult here. I mean, the enemies are weak, but I can't get to them. Like if I go here and punch him, he'll hurt the building.
No.
And I've learned that the two things I seem to focus on more after I've gotten like 5 or 6 hours of experience playing this game is defend your power grid as much as possible because there's multiple boards and as this starts to get lower, your health this is your hit points basically.
I guess the question though is that
block these as much as you can.
If you let him attack the building though, will he do more damage than if you kill him by pushing him into the building?
It should be about the same as far as I know.
So you're better off just pushing him into the building if you can't prevent him from attacking it.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Those are the kind of decisions you have to make, and sometimes you can only save one building, so you have to decide which building you're allowing to get hit so that you have better positioning.
It's
for
like
the next
ending
round.
of The Good Son, where Macaulay Culkin has to be dropped off a cliff.
Yes. That wouldn't have made the top 100 things I would have predicted you were going to say in that moment. So here's the thing. I'm going to shoot. This is actually pretty simple. I need to worry about this guy up here. So I'm just going to destroy him. We're done. We've already done one of those. And now this guy, I'm going to... so we have a choice here. So either I can shoot him. Since he's only got one, he'll die. But the blast will push him off. So that'll be good. It'll save both those buildings. Or I shoot him and push him off, and then he'll be alive. So how do you decide? Well, I don't know. I think it's probably better to kill.
Yeah, kill the fly and push the other one off rather than to wound one into...
Well, they'll both die if I hit them directly. One of them will die. But the reason I'm going to kill this guy instead, which is the opposite of what you're suggesting.
He has one. I thought he had two.
Yeah. Well, this guy has one attack. This guy has 3.
Okay.
So... I don't want to leave a 3 alive. That's essentially the math here. So I'm going to kill him, and he'll push off there. So, like, you learn, though, like, because I pushed him there, you shouldn't make that move until you know exactly what you want to do once he's moved. So it really is a deliberative type of thing. Yeah, so I'm just going to push him off. It's really great, too, when you get 2 guys aiming right at each other, and they just take turns.
Because if you push that other guy forward... and he survives it, then can't you move your other two-legged mech to...
He's already had his turn this time.
Okay.
Though. But that is a thing. So now I'm safe. My buildings are safe. I've killed one or two. I've killed 2 of them. I want to get to the pod because that's where you get like upgrades and stuff. But and they just follow through with their attack. They're dumb. The Vec are not very smart. That's a great game though. I was persuaded by all the reviews on Steam And I've been pretty broke, honestly. I shouldn't even have spent the money on this game. I got a new animation job, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll treat myself.
Okay, but now you got 2 of them lined up, so...
Yeah.
Actually, 3 of them with the space in between, so you can just wreck them.
Which one are you referring to? These guys?
Yeah, you got them. They're grouped.
Yeah, well, so shooting, for instance, so this guy's down to 1. I can shoot... This is an easy kill with my tank. If I shoot him once, he'll take a hit. This guy will take 1, but the impact will also give him another 1, so he'll die. Because in fact, the game tells you see the blinking greens. So that just means it's yeah. This is all very easy. Honestly, this is not complicated. So to shoot that guy, and then now that'll clear these 2 spots. So then I want to push. So like I can also go here, and I could shoot that, and that would push him into him, which wouldn't really accomplish much. So let's just follow through with this one, get to another board. Bam. Oh, fuck. I see now I screwed up because I moved my guy there. So that's what reset turn is for. Normally you only get 1, but one of my pilots or something has an extra turn built in. So, yeah. All right, so let's... Because we're doing this video, I'm not actually putting as much of the focus into it that I'd like. So this guy will die fast. All right, now, here's the thing. So either I can push him off just to save the building. I know that I kill this guy with 1 hit on here, but this guy is 2, and this my artillery only does 1 damage. So shooting him, I'm better off swapping, right? So moving him here, shooting that. But if I make the mistake of doing it early, I'll push my mech out of his walking range. So you have to make sure. Oh shit! Fuck.
Well, you're still gonna win because there's no other enemies coming on the board. You still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy on your power grid. And there's only 2 of them left. So
yeah, I know, but I didn't want to hurt my own guy like that. I wanted to.
I mean, it was good for explanation purposes.
Yeah, yeah, and that was a mistake because I clicked on it. I didn't mean to click on it. Right click cancels, left click commits. So let's start it over. All right, let's just do this real quick. So shoot these dudes. He goes there. I want him to go here first, and take that, jerk! Take that, flying bug! And now that'll kill him too. So I did a good job. Oh, you get to keep the pot if it's still there at the end.
There are no enemies.
This is very simple. It gets
There,
there's moves where like the things will rotate around. There's conveyor belts. There's earthquakes that take away things. There's lightning strikes.
What if we do one more, and instead of going through like and explaining what you're going to do, just do it as fast as you can.
As fast as I can.
I want to see like the thought process uninterrupted, because we got the explanation out of the way. We know how it works in general.
Should I try or just do it quick? Oh, okay, all right. So reactor core, mechs gain armor. This is good. So, but I can't change the driver until I finish this island or whatever. All right, fine. Well, I'll explain it a little, but I'll try not to overdo it. So, okay, air support. That's actually good. All right, so
just
flying
do it,
guys,
and we will marvel.
It's always good to, well, I don't know if that is the case, but it's always good to remind yourself of what their strength is. So incoming weapon damage reduced by 1. Okay, so I don't know. I usually just see this so early here. I always put my artillery in the back. This guy, he can shoot, so maybe he'll sneak around the back of that mountain. You know, it's all just kind of random anyway. Put him there because he can up and down. So then now they'll commit to their moves. Oh, that's the airstrike. Oh, yeah, the airstrike. So I don't have control over the airstrike. I've only seen one airstrike before. So if I can get them into the airstrike zone, they'll get hit. So, okay. All right, so I want him off. Probably good to kill him because he's making everybody... I do like to block those things. Boy, the pressure's on here. James is driving me. Punch, punch. Okay, so...
You have 3 seconds remaining.
I can't handle it. It's too much. I mean, I can tell certain obvious things that'll be pretty easy, pretty fast, but I'm always looking for ways to block these because it just makes the next round so much easier.
Well, the funny thing is, the games I've played that are like this have time limits per turn, so you don't have an infinite amount of time to plot things out.
That would make things a lot easier, for sure. But I like the pace of the game. It is you're not rushed, which is if this was rushed, I think I'd have a hard time playing. I feel rushed enough in most of my rest of my life. All right, so I mean I already know how to save the buildings, but now I'm just trying to maximize. So let's just do it quickly though. Yeah. So he's done. Now if I shoot him, he'll hurt him, but I also want to move. Okay, here's the plan. They'll both take a hit. Oh good. Oh yeah, he died because he took 2 shots, and then I'll just shoot this guy straight up, and he'll be hurt. But like there might be a reason why you don't want to kill him. Like here, let's do it this way. Oh good, he's in the strike zone. So
yeah, I saw him take damage.
So look, this will be a mistake and an advantage here. So I'll move him here. I'm gonna hurt my own guy, but I'm gonna move him over. Even though this is a dumb move, I should just shoot him straight up because it would be 1 damage.
Well, yeah, it'll be nice to see the airstrike damage.
Yeah.
You know?
So watch, my guy will get hurt and he'll be in this. He'll die next. So that was dumb. That was not a smart move. But now the airstrike will hit and they'll kill them both. Actually, the enemies get their move. Oh no, the airstrike comes.
Very cool. That was worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah. See, I'm willing to put myself at harm for the entertainment of the masses.
So it's interesting how the enemies do not care about attacking you. They're going after the map.
It's both. That's a good observation, but it's a mix. It's a mix of both of those.
It just seems like,
for instance, here's the thing. So like I would like to block this, although I wouldn't use this guy because he's weak now. In fact, we're still early enough that I probably shouldn't be doing the blocking because you take a hit. It's better once you get like 2 more, so they have room. But if I shoot this guy, he'll die, but he'll damage that. So you got to be really aware of stuff. I mean, that's not pretty.
But you don't want to be in the airstrike zone yourself.
No, unless you know that you can push yourself out of it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, why can't you just move yourself like that tank guy between those 2 enemies right there, and then hit the guy to the left to push him off the building into the airstrike?
I could totally do that for sure. But perhaps a better way to do that would be to shoot this spot. He'd push over, but also it would remove his threat.
So he can't hit the building. Yeah.
So there's usually better ways of.
But then you're going to damage the mountain, and it's going to make all the goats upset.
That's sheep. If that dog poops on my bed, I'm going to have to vacuum up my blanket. We have a dog in our house, everybody. As if like we have a raccoon. We can't get rid of him. He's eating all the dog food. So this is obviously a good shot here, but you know, there might be. Yeah, it's all pretty easy here. So now I'll go up here and just shoot him. I'm curious though. Actually, I'm not sure what happens when he hits the edge. So they don't get that. It doesn't treat it like it's a barrier. And now it's basically like, do I want to just go somewhere else with my mech here to block something? So, oh, that's because my mech has not attacked yet. So it's saying, are you sure he still hasn't had all his moves? But yeah, I am, because I don't want to stand in the airstrike zone. This is only the second airstrike I've seen.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like in and around.
But do the airstrikes ever move the location, or are they finite? Does that answers my question.
Wow, we gotta fire the airstrike team. They targeted my.
That is pretty bad.
But they can trap you in here, like right. You know, you can get. Pathfinding is a thing. Maybe not pathfinding, but like you know, the bad guys can block you and stuff. So let's see. All right, so now. I love blocking these things, but he's already been taking a hit.
Well, that airstrike's already going to hit 2 of the enemies, which is great.
Yeah. Does the airstrike do 2 damage or
2? I think
it was doing 2. James, you're already better at this than I. So, all right. So here's the plan. See, What I'd like to do.
Here's a question: if you were to hit one of the enemies on top of one of the red arrows coming up, can an enemy block an enemy from spawning in?
Yeah.
And take damage.
Oh yeah. I do that all the time. They take damage and they block it, and so then you don't have to fight the. That's why blocking these things seems to be one of the best, at least for my early phase. All right, so, and I'll go out of my way to stand on them and just start, you know, hammering if it makes sense. That's the funny thing. It's like one thing that makes sense in one round will not make sense the next time because of the factors are changing constantly. Mm-hmm. So it's a very simple game, but it is like chess. It's like it seems simple. You can explain it to a child, but there's actually a lot of nuances.
This strikes me as being like a good iPad game or something like that.
Yeah, I think it would be. We'll finish this 2 turns here, and then we'll call this video quits here. But all right, let's see. Shoot him. I don't know. I mean, I know I can win this one because it's early, but I just want to I like to try to maximize what I'm up to without wasting too much time. So like. I really want to push this guy into the airstrike zone. So, okay. Oh, this is it. So here you go. That's how it works, is you feel like you go, I have found the...
Because you're going to push the enemy off of the other guy and push the other guy into the airstrike.
Exactly.
And he's going to be free of the web.
Now, doing that, I hadn't calculated everybody else's move yet, but it's fine. Now I can get him out of there, but he only has 1 escape. And now, see, the thing is, like, I might as well just kill this dude because I have a shot, and my guy gets experience for killing him.
I mean, the airstrike's going to kill him otherwise, but...
Yeah, but you're... Like, watch, I'll get a little experience up here when I kill the guy, so let's just do it. 2 experience.
Okay.
They get to, like, 25. And then out here, So I can either go here and hit him or go here and hit him, but I'm going to go here.
Because you're going to block and hit him and kill him.
And hit him and block him and kill him. I wouldn't go here if I wasn't going to kill him because he could hit me there. So now I'll block. Blocking is great because...
But does it kill the thing, prevent it from coming up?
No, if you leave it the next turn, it'll come up then. It doesn't stop it altogether.
Okay.
But it means you don't have to fight another guy.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Bam! Take that! Block the enemy.
But every round that you stay there and block, do you continually take damage?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But this is the last round here, so there will be... Now it went away because after one, that's how you win. All right, so this is all really easy here. I'll just punch him.
Right into the airstrike.
Boom. Blow up his corpse. So just... Yes, we're done.
Yeah, that's an interesting game. I can see how that would be fun.
Yeah, and this is the green foresty environment, like all games where you start out in the grasslands.
Yeah, will an airstrike ever be over top of a building? Because you can't like punch a building out of the way.
That's a great question. Honestly, I have no idea. So I did really well there. I mean, it was pretty... This guy's at max... Wow, max level, huh? That'd be a good name for a superhero.
Oh, like Homer Simpson being max power.
Motherfucker, you ruined my point.
Remember that episode?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Actually, I don't.
Remember where he got the name from?
No.
Off a hairdryer.
That's funny. Yeah, so that's basically... I mean, so then you keep going and, there's other islands and stuff. So there you go, guys. That's Into the Breach. I would say yes. If you like chess, puzzle solving, and a little bit of action. It's not really action-packed, but it's more just calculating all those different little possible outcomes. And you'll screw it up. You think you figured it all out, and then you'll forget that, oh, no, that thing moved. It didn't break like I thought. So that's all we got. James, cool. What do you think? You interested?
Yeah, this is the kind of game I could play in short bursts. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been busy lately, but I've been like, okay, I got an hour. I might play a little bit of this. So it gets really fun after about an hour or two because of the learning curve, and then you kind of get into the rhythm of it all. So I would say, everybody, get Into the Breach. Get out there, got it on Steam, cheap game, and for cheap game for expensive thrills. Right, James?
Sure.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, look for our video game and TV show discussions and stuff, and hit us up on Patreon if you would like to check out our Patreon podcasts and support the channel and support the animation work and support all the other stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. We're all just having fun here until we all die in a panicked fever dream. Good night, James.
Good night.
Good night, doggy. Roof, roof. Give me a kiss. Kiss my nose. Oh, slimy.